don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that.
I was so close on doing it again. I didn't do it. I
didn't hear your clap.
Yeah, but that's your problem. I clapped.
Yeah, whatever.
Alex will see it. I clapped. I got the
I'm
claps.
the one that edits.
Oh, well, you'll see it. You'll see it. I promise you. You'll see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see it.
And
hello and welcome to another episode of the At Random podcast.
Wait, are you hosting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did last week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Totally forgot.
I mean, she missed a few, so she probably should have made up with another, but it's cool. Yeah. It's fine. I'm your host, Alex. Joining me is Andy. How are you doing? Look like an Eskimo.
I got a great story to tell.
Okay. Oh, good.
I've been
this is a good episode
this
for
in since last Tuesday. I shat myself.
Okay, well, we'll just leave it there for now, and then we'll say hello to our other presenter, Ali, and then we'll hear how Andy shit his pants at 32 or something years of age. So, Ali, how are you doing? Did you shit your pants this week?
No.
Good. Yesterday, I did hear her have explosive diarrhea, and I just went, Jesus, and she heard me.
And just like immediately started laughing in the bathroom.
No, just put on a YouTube video in shame. Just like, I hope no one hears me anymore. I have problems with my gallbladder.
As you can hear, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here for intellectual content, you came to the right place. Now, Andy, tell us how.
Can
you
I tell my
yourself.
poop story, please? It was the best thing of all my week. Like, it was honestly, I've never felt like more depraved and had fun. Well, all right. So
I was at a German chick or something.
I was at work, right? And I was feeling all sorts of ways, if you know what I'm saying. For like, I just had one of those horny days. I was like, you know what? Fucking Boney McBonester, he keeps coming up. Like, he's just there all day, like fucking raging hard on. But my wife is off at 5 p.m. and is too tired because she will have to be dealing with the kids together with me. And like, I know sex is not gonna happen. I'm not a dumbass. Mm-hmm. I was like in the car and I was like, all right, well, I'll knock one out when I get home. I'll just put in my laptop.
Yeah.
This is Tuesday and I hadn't had to use my laptop since we recorded, and as everybody on the Discord server, linked in the Discord and in the description down below, knows, I record this shit in my garage. My laptop was still in my garage, so I was like, okay, I'll just go home. I'll knock one out. Put on my computer, got comfortable in my seat, just pants open, ready to go, trying to find a good movie. I opened Pornhub. Pornhub is open on the front window, like the first page you get, which, you know, I'm bisexual. There's a lot of penises and vaginas on my suggested page. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Proceeded to have a risky fart and took the risk. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This wasn't a winning day, is all I'm going to say.
As you were jacking off?
No, I hadn't whipped it out, as sort of say.
Did you just sit there and like, I should clean myself up, but this has to happen?
That's the weird thing, because I was sitting in a warm seat.
Oh,
I didn't really know that it was, you know, that it was going. And I was like, oh no. Next problem in this fucking entire story, because this is like an accumulation of problems. Next part of this story. I only have one clean pants, which is the one I'm wearing. The rest is in the laundry. And I'm like, well, fucking, I gotta drop my pants down. Like in this garage where I'm sitting right now, I gotta drop my pants down so it doesn't get in the air. If it's the boxers, I chuck the boxers in the in the laundry and like quickly do a laundry and like that's it. Like that's problem solved.
Yeah.
So immediately I drop my pants and proceeded to walk like a fucking Teletubby to my toilet, which is about like, I don't know, like 5 meters away from here. So like I was wobbling towards the... By the way, raging boner while I was doing this still.
Oh.
Was it a firm one or a loose one?
No, it was loose. It was the worst one you could have. So
Oh, no.
I proceeded to go to the toilet, sit down. My intestines fall out. Like, basically, it's just a shit storm. This isn't pooping anymore. This is just like...
You go on a battle.
Yeah, it's post-Mexican food shit that I'm doing. While I'm sitting on the toilet, my 33-year-old ass thinks I'm limber enough to take off my pants and shit like that. Almost fall off the toilet while I'm taking everything off. Notice that there's shit in my pants anyway, so I'm fucked because I have to get my kid in about an hour. My laptop is still on. I'm like, you know what? I'll just hop in the shower. I'll clean up because like this doesn't feel like a good day for me. I could use a warm shower. So I hop in the shower. 2 minutes in, fully fucking soaking wet. There's soap everywhere. I hear my garage door go open. I totally fucking forgot that my kid was coming home early from school.
Oh, no.
Which, as I said, my laptop is open in my garage where she parks her bike, and my garage door is opening. And so I'm like 3 meters away, so my shower is not too far from where my toilet is and shit like that. Like, it's all in the same room next to the garage. So it's not that far. So immediately I'm quick thinking here. I'm like, I go in instinctive dad mode, protecting his porn mode. Like I'm fucking, you know, I'm seeing the Matrix at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I gotta get to that garage as fast as I can. Just shut that shit down and get to the bathroom again before she walks in. I fucking succeed. Like, garage doors halfway up. She's not seen my feet or like anything like that. I managed to fucking run back, wet feet, but forget totally that the bathroom floor is completely fucking soaked because I ran out of the shower. And so I proceed to basically covered in soap, completely naked, just fucking fumble in the shower. Like, I mean, like, I did some comically damage. We had, and I said had, over 7 bottles of different soaps. We now have 3. It was a fucking mess.
You were having a good day on Tuesday.
Yeah. And so my kid walked in the garage, and all
Did
she
you close the laptop?
What?
But did you manage to close the laptop? No, you didn't make it out of the bathroom.
I made it. I made that shit happen.
It was on the way back in that he crashed.
No matter if I broke a fucking leg, that laptop was shutting down.
Yeah, she doesn't have to. She's like, what, 11 or 10? She doesn't have to see 11. Like double anal. Or a guy's getting fisted as well or something.
She's not old enough to see the old spit roast.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, that was my Tuesday.
Commitment of the highest order to hide the Pornhub.
And by the way, this story, my wife, my kids, nobody knows a thing.
Let's hope Vicky doesn't listen. Actually, I hope she does.
No.
We pause for a second.
I swear to God, dude. Like, everything I told you, absolutely true. Not a single, not overreact. Like,
daughter just walked in like, why is there wet footprints on the floor?
Storm of different things that needed fixing so fucking fast. And to think, I actually went home hoping to have some good times. Yeah.
Yeah. And all you did was break 4 bottles of soap.
Yeah.
And almost break your face. All right, well, after that intermission, let's get into it. All right. What we're actually doing today. So I said last week, because it was pretty heavy last week, so I said I'm going to bring a fun one, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember me saying that?
Yeah, I remember you distinctly saying that. We're going to talk about the monoliths, right?
No.
Okay.
But a couple of weeks ago, see, if you're on the Discord, you can do this as well. We had a listener request an episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, why not? Let's do it. So we're doing the Darwin Awards.
The Darwin Awards.
Yeah, Andy did not know about until like 2 weeks ago.
No.
When our listener, Paksu, who normally joins us live and listens in, she wanted us to do an episode on it.
And promised to be here today, but isn't.
Yep. She might lose her #1 fan status.
We got to throw her off the server.
No, we can't anyway. Remember, she just like walks into people's homes, so she'll just find her way back in here. That's a throwback to last week's episode, so if you don't get it, listen to that and come back. All right, so before we begin with this, I just want to ask you guys, from both of you, and I'll say one as well. What is the dumbest thing you've ever done that almost killed you? Like, have you done something super dumb and you almost died from
Did you just hear my story?
But is that the dumbest one?
That was probably way up there, yeah.
All right. Ali?
Oh, there are a few.
Yeah, but when did you almost win a Darwin Award? Like
I don't know, like just off the top of my head that I can think of when I fell on the train tracks.
Yeah, that's not drunk, fully
drunk.
sober.
Yeah.
Yeah,
time.
okay, falling off train tracks, this is fair. I reckon mine was when I was like 19. I was teaching my friend how to drive a manual car when we were blind drunk at like 3 a.m. in super windy roads in the middle of winter, like where it's literally like you go off the road, it's like a 50 or 100 meter drop down like a sheer face.
What, up in the hills?
Sort of, yeah.
Was it like one of those? It's fine situation.
Yeah.
You're gonna get there. You know, just turn the steering wheel.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, turn the steering wheel, man, shift down, power through the corner. And obviously, you know, we're like trying to drift and shit. And, you know, looking back on it, it's like, fuck me, we like both literally could have died. There's like trees all next to the road and then sheer drops.
If it's that sort of scenarios, then I guess like, look, I grew up with two older brothers. And whoever grows up with older brothers knows that if you're the youngest one, your life is like constantly in danger. One of the things that I can remember was that, do you guys know the story of Willem Tell? It's the guy that shoots an apple off somebody's head with an arrow. Well, we didn't have arrows, but we had darts. And so I'll leave it at that. Yeah, somebody got a dart in his head, basically.
At least it didn't get him in the eye.
At least not that. Yeah. But there's been a couple of head injuries as far as I'm concerned. Like,
yeah. That's what happens when you live with brothers.
It's so weird because we used to play so much fucking harder than we do now, right?
Yeah, you used to just beat the shit out of each other because you had no games to play.
Right. I remember somebody telling me, I don't know where I got this story from, but like bow and arrowheads, broadheads and shit like that, just over the house shooting at each other with bow and arrow and just yelling at each other how far you missed.
Yep. My brother cracked my head open with a rock that he threw from the other side of the street, and I was 3.
See, there you go.
Just had blood pouring out of my head.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
We lived. We moved on. That explains some things now, probably, but...
I grew up with a sister, so I didn't have to go through all of this.
No.
You missed out, to be honest. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, it is.
My younger brother and I used to schedule fights, like 7 o'clock, his bedroom. Then Dad would run in like, shut the fuck up, you fucking pieces of shit.
Schedule a fight?
Yeah, we're just like 7 o'clock, whatever, or like 20 minutes your room.
I can't go to your party. I gotta beat up my brother at 7.
Yeah, we were just like, I don't know, 10 minutes, like your room or my room, like, oh, whatever. Whichever bed usually was less broken at the time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you would inevitably break a slat. But all right, let's move on. So the Darwin Awards. This is inspired by the website darwinawards.com, which I'll explain a little bit about in a second. But to explain what a Darwin Award is, we'll go through sort of the rules that they use on this website to award them to people.
Okay.
So how are they actually determined? And this is quoting direct from the website. Nominees significantly improve the gene pool by eliminating themselves from the human race in an obviously stupid way.
Yeah.
They are self-selected examples of the dangers inherent in a lack of common sense, and all human races, cultures, and socio-economic groups are eligible to compete.
Yeah.
Actual winners must meet the following criteria. Reproduction. You have to be out of the gene pool. You either have to be dead or sterile.
Okay.
Number 2, excellence. It has to be an astounding misapplication of judgment.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, not a small mistake. It has to just be something
it has to be like
so fucking retarded that like, you could have 8 extra chromosomes and you would still understand not to do it. Self-selection. They have to be the cause of their own demise. So it can't be like someone else that caused it.
Okay.
4, maturity. So they have to be at least kind of old enough to be seen as being capable of sound judgment. So not children, not like a 5-year-old kid or anything.
Sound of mind.
Exactly. And veracity, which means the event must be true. So they actually check these stories. So people submit them, but the author of this website, they actually find newspaper articles and stuff to prove that they have.
To verify.
Yeah. So these are all real. That's on this website. They're not bullshit.
Fucking hell. All right, cool.
Yep. There is disqualification, however, if because people submit and and they go yes or no, this can be on the website or not. To be disqualified, basically anything that involves the death of other people.
Okay.
So some fucking idiot with a gun trips and falls and shoots 5 people.
If you kill yourself, how are you gonna submit it to the website?
Oh no, but other people, like if it's caught on camera or a clip out of a thing, or like some guy with a plane with a grenade inside or something and pulls the pin by accident and then kills him and his 3 friends. That doesn't count because other people died. So the death of bystanders or like serious injuries to when it affects other people, they don't count these. So that rules you out of eligibility.
Okay.
So this website started in 1993.
Okay.
Like by someone, I don't know their name. I think it's actually, funnily enough, I think it's a female that runs this website. Like I thought for sure this is like, some dude. But apparently not.
No.
So it's a woman that runs it. She was conducting biological research at the Stanford University at the time and would find these like dumb stories of people like killing themselves and through stupidity from like newspaper articles around the world.
Yeah.
And then after they verified that they were like legitimate cases, she had like a small mailing list with friends where they should just send them an email like, oh, like look at this idiot and send it out.
Yeah, yeah.
But then it started getting passed around the campus. So before,
of course. Yeah, I mean, what are campuses for?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey man, want to see this guy die? Let's do it, dude. And anyway, so before it got they started getting passed around, and then like the university email servers got like too overloaded from like them sending mail back and forth and stuff.
Yeah.
So they were forced to start this website, www.darwinawards.com. Now, I want to ask you guys, how many visits per day do you think this website gets?
2,000?
Andy says 2,000. Ali?
Let's say 5,000.
200,000 visits a day.
Jesus.
Wow.
It has 60-something million a year. It works out to
that's a little more than we have people on Discord. Link in the description down below.
They have 150,000 newsletter subscribers and they've actually written, I think, 6 books and sold almost 2 million copies in the US and the UK. Based on this whole topic of Darwin Awards for people.
Jesus, okay.
Just so we know, they're called the Darwin Awards after Charles Darwin, the man who came up with the theory of evolution. And the theory, obviously, with this website is that these are the people that lost out in evolution and we don't need them.
Yeah.
Because they die doing things so dumb.
They don't do anything well for the gene pool, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, so one of their rules was, they're no longer able to reproduce, has to be a criteria.
Would the first Tide Pod eater be...
it might have been in there. There's a lot in there.
Yeah.
I just quickly went through a couple. We're going to go over a couple in a second.
Okay, cool.
But all right, so without further ado, this is actually the most recent on the website anyway. It is one of I think there's only 3 for 2020, maybe because people are stuck inside because of Corona, so there's less dumb shit going around, I guess. But even though it's an award for this year, it actually happened last year in 2019. So this, I'm going to give you sort of a basic thing, and then I want you two to guess the ending, and then we'll get to the ending. We'll see who was right.
Okay.
So on 28th of October, 2019 in Japan, a Nico vlogger, Tetsu, I think Nico is like some sort of Twitch or something in Japan.
Yeah, okay.
So they were a vlogger, and they're called Tetsu. They were 47 years old, and they were live streaming to their audience as they decided to go to the summit of Mount Fuji in the winter. What do you think the ending... Like they died, but how?
I
Have a guess.
Just basically think they froze themselves to death. Like they got stuck up there or something like that.
All right. Anything's froze to death, Ali?
They caused an avalanche.
They caused an avalanche. So we got froze to death and avalanche. All right, good. We'll get into it. So this Tetsu guy, I couldn't find his real name, whatever. We'll call him Tetsu. I guess that was his handle or whatever. He decided to climb up the Shibashiri Trail on Mount Fuji, which any experienced hiker in that knows the area well, they use that trail to go down from the top of the mountain, not up, for a start.
Okay,
so there's number one thing that went wrong. During his trek, because he's live streaming the whole time on this platform with his holding his phone and whatever and talking and all that.
Jesus.
He was quoted as saying multiple times that his hands are numb, but he has to operate the smartphone, and that he wished he had brought heat packs because his hands were getting so cold.
Yeah.
For context, if you don't know, Mount Fuji is one of Japan's 3 holy mountains, and it's about 100 kilometers west of Tokyo City. It is almost 4,000 meters tall. So, big, decent mountain. It's almost 12,500 feet for Freedom Unit people. During the summer, the mountain is like staffed. So they have little, like houses where there's, because there's a popular tourist thing. Yeah, and there's like ranges and people can go and have like a coffee, and if they need any medical attention or anything or any guides, they can ask for help. But during the winter, the off season, where it was in this case, they're closed. So you're on your own, basically. If you go there, like it's you, and maybe if there was someone other idiot there, like that's your only hope. So he was basically fully alone. He didn't go with anybody. He's live streaming to his audience. He was only wearing like regular sort of street clothes suitable for Tokyo.
Like a jeans?
In October. Yeah, maybe like jeans and a puffy jacket or something. No gloves, no heat packs, and he only brought with him climbing poles. No ropes,
Jesus.
no ice picks.
For 4 kilometers in like dead of winter?
Yep.
Fucking hell.
So how far he actually had to walk, So he didn't bring any of that. No specialized equipment at all. So his live stream was titled, "Let's Go to Snowy Mount Fuji," which is speculation here, but the Darwin Awards website, and I read a couple newspaper articles on this as well, so speculating that, he didn't think it was that big of a challenge. He thought it was just going for a Sunday hike.
He didn't think it was a mount as much as he thought it was a hill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He just thought, a few hours up, down, no problem. Eventually, after, I'm guessing a couple of hours, like, he did the easier part, at the base, it's pretty flat, reasonably okay. Not too much snow down the bottom. Obviously, as you get higher and higher, the snow was getting, deeper and deeper and more. And eventually, he got to a very narrow point in the mountain where it sort of gets, the proper mountaineering, where you need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
He sort of reaches that point. Let's say maybe about halfway up, there's a safety barrier on the really like steep parts where people can fall. But this is now the point where like they stop. There is no more from there on because, it's made for people that know what they're doing to climb. Yeah. So he's walking along, this really rocky thing. It's a 30-degree incline, like slope going up.
Jesus.
30 degrees. He doesn't have, what are they called? Crampons, which are those spikes that they attach to their shoes. He doesn't have those. No ice pick, no rope, nothing. He's just wearing like regular shoes.
What the fucking cunt.
Yeah, so he's going on this he's talking about how he's trying to get over to these rocks and try to, and they're all, it's getting icier and icier, thicker and thicker snow. And all of us, so he just keeps going, talking to his audience.
And decide to stop, for fuck's sake.
I don't know. This whole time, so he's still holding his phone. It wasn't like he had a GoPro on or anything. He was holding his phone.
Oh, God.
Like in his hand. But all of a sudden, you hear him yell out, "I'm slipping."
Oh, okay. So he fell.
Yeah. And the viewers, there is a video of this. I saw it. You see him slide off the edge of the mountain.
Oh, God.
And the camera stops with one of the climbing pole in midair as he basically goes like over an edge.
Wait, so what was the remainder of the footage? Him smacking to the floor? Like, what exactly do you see in the
It just stopped footage? Then. I think the phone itself actually stopped because he was banging around, obviously tumbling as he went down the hill, and I think the phone like broke.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
But you literally, the last frame you see is like one pole in the air in the sky, basically, and like he's gone.
Fuck.
Jesus.
Yeah, so as he was picking up the speed, he started tumbling and sliding and like picking up speed. He was, there was nothing slowing him down.
Yeah.
And viewers immediately, live stream again, they immediately alerted the authorities, and his body was found the next day at an altitude of almost 1,000 feet, or almost 10,000 feet, so almost 3,000 meters. So he almost got up.
So he was almost got there.
Yeah, no, he was by all accounts, he was almost at the top.
Jeez.
Man.
His body was found 1,000 meters from where he started falling. He fell 1 kilometer.
Whoa.
On a live stream.
Jesus.
He just went off the edge of the mountain.
Fucking hell. Well, as macabre as it is to say, but that's a good thing, right? I mean, he probably didn't feel too much.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, other than the sheer terror for the 10 more seconds of life he had once he realized he'd gone.
Yeah, but like, I'm gotta go out on a limb and say that all he would think it is about was like, did I really just lose my life for that?
Yep. And the weirdest thing as well, that actually this Darwin Awards article pointed out, is it looks like, anyway, from the video, that he held onto the cell phone at the phone as he started slipping, instead of trying to shove one of his poles into the ground.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I guess it's one of those split-second decisions, right? But like, he did not let go of his phone. And it's like, but he had 2 climbing sticks. Maybe he could have, jammed him in the ground to slow himself down or save himself. But
to be honest, if one, your hands, have you ever been in like an ice bath?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You're not capable. No, this guy was clearly not experienced. You're not capable of thinking in extreme colds. This guy was wearing his summer jacket, for fuck's sake. I mean,
at the same time though, you would try to, like, even if you can't feel anything, because obviously we live up in the northern part of the world.
Yeah, but I mean, this is on top of a mountain.
Yeah, but still, like, I've experienced cold, really cold, when you can't, like, you literally can't feel your body anymore.
Yeah.
And still, like, I don't know, I would imagine that I would drop the camera before
I don't
try
know.
to save myself.
I'd probably be the same way. I'd make every stupid decision. Like, my judgment would be completely impaired.
Well, that's why you won a fucking Darwin Award, didn't he? Fucking idiot.
Well, it seemed like this guy was just so dedicated to his stream, because the whole way up he's like, my hands are freezing, blah, like, didn't put the phone away and put his hand, didn't want to turn around either and be like, fuck it, no.
Yeah.
He just kept trying, and he almost got to the top, and then he fell 1,000 meters or 3,300 feet for Freedom Unit people, and he died. So that's Tetsu gets one of the 2020 awards.
Amazing.
Let's move on to the next one. So I'm going to tell you the name of this, and I just want, this is the name of the story on DarwinAwards.com, and I want you to see if you can guess. 100% you won't guess what it is, what happened, but I just want you to try to guess. So the title is Killer Whalebone. So someone died something to do with a whalebone. How do you think you would die from a whalebone? A dumb way as well. A dumb way to die.
Shove it up his ass.
Shove it up. Yeah. Okay.
Use it as a fucking dildo. If you say like, "Oh, you're not gonna guess it," then I'm gonna guess the most extreme, which is shoving it up your ass.
Okay.
I mean, anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
It's true. Ali?
I don't know. Let's go the same type of route, but choking on it.
Choking on it. You both got reasonably close, to be honest.
Where did he put it?
We'll get there. If it's, yeah, it is the one I'm thinking of. Yep. Now, this happened in 1816. This is a historical one.
Okay.
Oh.
It's true, though.
Okay.
On the 6th of November, 1816, in New York City, USA. U.S. founding father, Governor Morris, who was a signatory to the Articles of Confederation and the U.S. Constitution, who also wrote a preamble to their Constitution called the Pennon of the Constitution, died in New York City after inserting a whalebone into his urethra to clear a urinary tract blockage.
I was going to say his dick.
Yeah, of course. To clear a urethra. Yeah. It wasn't clearing anything. He was sounding that sick fuck.
Yeah, what a fucking dumbass.
He was just banging with a hammer on that shit.
Oh, God.
Just getting the vibrations.
I literally wanted to say that he put it up his dick, but then I was like, nah, let's go a different route.
He put a whalebone into his penis.
Bone.
Yep, I don't know. So
which one?
I don't know. Must be. What's the smallest bone in a whale body? It must.
The fin one, I would hope.
I don't know. But he caused severe internal damage and infection and died from the infection.
There's fucking cats out there. Use a cat's bone. Use like a fucking mouse bone if you have a whale bone.
Or use the flexible catheters that had already been invented about 50 years earlier. And if he had just gone and seen a doctor, they would have cured him instead of him killing
Dora
himself.
Just got a new ending.
Oh, God. Imagine. Hello. Imagine this guy, like, is heavily involved in creating the U.S. Constitution and, like, going through the Civil War and all that stuff.
Martha?
And then...
Get me my whalebone!
Get me
got
my
a urethra
whalebone!
infection!
You shouldn't do that, dear. You shouldn't do... Shut up, woman. I know what I'm doing.
Just keep shoving.
Ali, does that bring back memories?
Shut up.
Did they use the whalebone at the hospital? So yeah, this guy died from a whalebone in the dick hole. I thought that was a pretty Darwin Awards thing.
Is there any medical science to this? Was there at one point? Because I've heard worse from the ancient medicine, like artifacts and shit like that, like the shit they used. It wouldn't surprise me if this was a doctor that gave it to him. And said, like, yeah, just shove a whalebone up there.
They probably thought that, like, whalebones had, I don't know, healing things.
I think he just didn't want to go to the doctor.
That
Like,
too,
what's the smallest thing I can put in my dick hole?
What's the smallest thing? Oh, yeah. A fucking whale.
Well, look, doctors at the time did have flexible catheters because apparently getting blocked urinary tracts at the time was quite common. So, like, literally, if he'd just gone and seen a normal doctor, they probably would have.
Well, maybe it's sort of like with cats. You know, cats get the like crystallization in their pee tubes, and they like
kidney stones.
They shove like a catheter, like some. My cat had it once. It looked like so fucking painful.
I had a surgery last year where they. What?
Did they get crystals out of your pussy?
I had a stone stuck in my kidney that wouldn't come out. They had to go through my urethra to get it out.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same.
With a whalebone, yeah.
Modern science. This guy was a founding
They couldn't get it out because they
This-
dropped it in my bladder, and then fucking I had to continue with the pain for another 4 weeks.
Don't shit on founding father Governor Morris, Batman. He paved the way for whalebone catheters. Okay, he was a visionary.
He was something, all right.
What a fucking dick.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, good God. So anytime if you think the US is doomed
whalebone?
now, just remember at least people aren't walking around shoving whalebones in their dicks anymore.
Yeah. Every time an American is saying to me, like, well, our founding fathers fucking blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go,
Died of a whalebone in his dick.
Did you know?
Governor Morris once shoved a whalebone in his dick and died.
Oh, good old Governor Morris.
What goes through your brain to think shoving a bone inside of your penis is a good
probably
idea?
I couldn't find the elephant bone.
Trying to shove a tusk in there. Alrighty, let's move on to the next one. Like that's the thing with these. There's a few of them that are, they're quite short, obviously, because they're usually linked to articles you can read about it. Now we have one here. I'm going to tell you the name, and again, I want you to just have a complete and utter guess what you think it could be about.
Jesus
Obviously, again,
Christ.
you're probably never going to, but use your imagination. It's called Hammer of Doom. Just use your wildest guess what you think someone could do. It involves a hammer, obviously.
Hammer and balls.
But how would you do something
it has
dumb
to be death related because he has to die in the
They
end.
died.
So,
No, he doesn't have to die. Isn't it more that he won't be able to?
Yeah, but most of them die.
Yeah, but you can still die from bleeding out.
Okay,
If you
so you think
accidentally
someone hit themselves in the dick with a hammer?
No, in the balls, not in the dick.
But like, why? That's not.
But
was
I
it
don't know.
accidental? Like that's the thing. This is accidental stupidity, basically.
But he maybe got challenged to do something else and
All right,
accidentally.
Ali
did that.
says hit his balls with a hammer.
I'm gonna say this is like a work-related incident where some guys jostled him, and he had to throw like a forehammer, like the one of the big ones. He had to throw it out the air and then headbutt it or something.
That's actually not a bad guess, though. But no. But so this one is from 2006 in Brazil, from August 2006. A man tried to disassemble a rocket-propelled grenade, an RPG, round, by driving over it back and forth in his car.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
When that
You will eventually disassemble it.
Yeah.
It's just the car's got to be disassembled, and
But
you're got to be disassembled as well.
No. It didn't work. So he got a sledgehammer and started smashing it. So this guy couldn't run over it to break it up, to disassemble it. A rocket-propelled grenade. That's an RPG. It goes in a grenade launcher, people, if you don't know. So he started hitting it with a sledgehammer. And sure enough, it blew him 6 cars and the entire workshop up and instantly killed him.
What the fuck?
What a fucking lunatic.
His wife running out quickly get the whalebone.
Oh my god. And police, up to further inspection, found 14 more RPGs in a car parked nearby.
Of course.
They think he was trying to scavenge them for scrap metal.
For scrap metal.
Yeah, I know, right? What the fuck?
There's like a ton other shit you can for scrap metal.
Yep. Playing with a highly explosive device.
Well, this makes me sad though, because obviously
Then
Brazil
why
is a
not
very
just-
poor country. So,
But come on, it's a fucking grenade.
well, stupid people.
Yeah, I mean that's why he's on the list. But
Yeah, here in Belgium, when farmers are plowing their lands and shit, we tend to find on occasion like these World War II fucking like bombs that dropped in the fields and shit. Like,
Yep.
they're plowing. Like there could be one under my house, and I couldn't know a jack shit because there were a shit ton of bombs dropped on Belgium back in the day.
yeah, I mean you guys like the bitch of Europe.
Oh yeah, we were. Like everybody was bombing us. But we had whalebone, so we were fine. But anyway, like on occasion, like if that happens, if somebody's plowing something and like, you know, there's regulations for it. Like
Yep.
you have to get off the fucking field, call
Yeah,
service.
your calls,
They come in with a fucking robot. They dismantle it on the scene and blah blah blah. Like make sure.
And the
it doesn't
robot
blow
isn't
up.
a giant sledgehammer.
This guy.
Like even a fucking 5-year-old
Go
kid
get
wouldn't
the
hit.
sledge.
Even a 5-year-old wouldn't hit a fucking grenade with a hammer. I don't get it. Like how much? I mean, it sounds like this guy worked in some sort of like car repair shop or something.
This must have been an old timer, yeah. This must have been in one of those like 60 years here is
after like
enough.
50 years of not wearing gloves and all the chemicals seeping into his skin, his brain was a bit and he
loopy.
decided to fucking run over a grenade. Oh, that didn't work, so let me fuck. Just imagine being in the car though if it did blow up. Just go fucking flying.
Son, can you hold this for me? It's like
it's a father-son Sunday
hit it
task.
a couple of times.
And I can just see him there, like, because he hit it a few times by all accounts. It's like the first few times I was here, just open, you cunt, like smash it, then.
Well, it's open.
I'm sorry, Ali, but it's funny.
Yeah.
He hit a fucking grenade with a hammer.
I know.
Oh, you need to lighten up. Just because he died, he deserved it.
No, it's not that. It's just, yeah.
All right, Batman, maybe you'll find this one funny.
Mm-hmm.
This is another old one.
To be fair, Ali has laughed more now than she usually does. I'm very proud of her.
She'll find this one
You don't
funny.
hear it, but you have to come watch it. Link in the description down below.
Join the Discord, people. Do it.
This is the 4th time I plugged this shit. I'm doing an awesome job today. All right, next story.
All right, so Andy, you asked me. I don't know if we would have cut it out or not, but you asked me. You want the title for this one as well. This is the last one I have, by the way, because I didn't want to
guess again.
Yeah, I didn't want to have like a list of 20, so I only have 4. So this is the last one. All right, so the title is "Convince the Jury."
Oh,
So something to do with a court of law.
yeah.
And this happened in 1863 in the United States. Another historical.
Oh, sorry, it has to be really dumb. It has to be
it's
well
fucking-
bone up the dick dumb.
I think this is the dumbest one.
All right. But it didn't kill anybody else, just him.
Just him.
So I'm gonna guess that this was a court thing.
Yep.
Where he had to prove something. He picked up the evidence. He tried to show what he was gonna do or what happened, and ended up killing himself.
Okay. Ali?
No clue.
Have a guess. It's a game. Enjoy. Participate.
Yeah, he just tried to. What would you say? Convince the jury?
Convince the jury. So it happened in a courtroom.
Well, he tried to run towards the jury, and I don't know, he got stabbed by, what do they call it?
A bayonet?
A bayonet.
It's not really Darwin Award, though. Be funny. I mean, if you tried to stab a juror and slipped and stabbed himself.
Yeah, okay, let's go with that.
All right. So we'll go with that one. All right. Well, we'll see who is correct, because one of you was basically correct.
All right.
So in 1863, in the United States of America, one Clement Vallandigham, his last name's fucked, Vallandigham, I don't know. He was a well-known Northern Democrat politician who campaigned for like states' rights during the Civil War.
Okay.
He was convicted for treason in 1863 for his speeches attacking then-President Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he was, I love this, as punishment, they banished him to the South. They were just like, go hang out with the peasants down south. So they banished him out of the northern states.
Goes, I mean,
yeah, like go hang out with the Florida people for a while.
Mm.
So yep, they banished him to the south. So after the war, he became a lawyer. During his final court appearance, he was representing a client who was on trial for murder. The accused man argued that the victim drew their own gun in such a way that made them shoot themselves.
Yeah.
To prove this defense, Vallandigham
I love that.
demonstrated the victim's method of drawing their weapon by using his own gun as evidence.
And shot himself.
But it was loaded, and he shot himself and died. Thus proving that it was possible, but also killing himself in the process.
Oh, God, that's awesome.
So the lawyer killed himself trying to prove that the victim could have killed himself in such a way. So Andy was like perfectly accurate.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, man, these like historical
These
US
are
people, man,
awesomes.
There was one though that I heard
They're special.
about the Darwin Award when I first heard about it. Because apparently there's a movie sort of telling some of their stories. And this one that I think is really, so two Russian, I think they were Russian drunk guys. They were going to go fishing.
Yeah.
But they were too lazy. They didn't want to drill a hole in the ice. So they brought dynamite. And they had their dog with them as well. So they were like, okay, well, let's throw the dynamite out in the lake. It'll blow up. We pick up the fish then. So they throw the dynamite, but the dog runs after the dynamite, brings it back. So it blows up. They somehow survive the blow, but one of the guys ends up falling into the water.
Yeah.
So the other guy like reaches for a shotgun, hands him the shotgun to try to pull him out, but he actually has the pipe towards him, and as the other guy grabs it, accidentally pulls the trigger, blows the other guy's head up, and then he freezes to death in the water because he can't get up.
Oh, damn.
How much vodka do you have to drink to do that? That is on this website as well. I saw that one as well.
Yeah.
I've went, like one of the Darwin Awards I feel like should go to the time that the I think it was the Brits used dogs as explosive carriers in wars. They were gonna use dogs because like the Germans had these like Panzer wagons which were impenetrable.
Yep.
But they had a weak spot on the bottom, which you couldn't fucking get to in a like you'd get fucking annihilated before you even got close to that tank. But they figured out that dogs were pretty fast and agile enough to run towards tanks and like get under them. And so, oh man, I mean, I'm sorry for these war dogs that they had to go through this because like basically the idea is strap a bomb to a dog goes under tank goes boom, dog goes boom too, right?
Oh, so that was jihadi dogs.
Yeah, sort of kamikaze dogs. So what they did was they trained these dogs to crawl under the tank. And what ended up happening was the dogs didn't go under the German tanks. They went under the English tanks because a dog doesn't know the difference between a German tank and a dog knows the difference between a German tank and an English tank because they trained the fucking dogs on English tanks and not the German ones. So the dogs saw the Germans coming and were like, well, that's not the tank I need. And then they saw the English tanks, which were theirs, and were like, oh, well, that's the one I have to go to. And like just leisurely stroll into a fucking...
God.
Yeah. So that was a bit of a kerfuffle. I think they managed to like rectify that situation and ultimately stopped because there were like other implications to that. But you can find that online, like the war dogs just crawling under tanks, but crawling under their own tanks instead of the enemies.
That's wow. Yeah, that's pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah. I think like history is full of that shit though.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much.
Definitely. Yeah. There's also, I'm just quickly as well, just having a look at like this couple hundred probably on this website. And there's the one, I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, that guy that went, he was like trying to bring Jesus to like some untouched tribe in India or something. Mm-hmm. And just got like fucking shot to death with arrows. Yeah. And the authorities like refused to go in and get his body because it was like illegal to contact that tribe.
Yeah.
So there's all these stories like that on this website.
It's the guy with the bow. It's like a devout Christian that went to the guys and like, oh, I'll bring them Jesus. They'll stop eating people. But they were like, well, there's a snack.
Yep.
And, yeah.
They're like, what the fuck? Where'd this come from?
I think there's even a documentary about that guy.
Yeah, there is.
They couldn't get his body back because like contact, like you said, it's illegal. It's one of the last known tribes that has no idea what's going on in the rest of the world.
Yep. And I think it is literally illegal, right, to contact them.
Yeah,
I think it was.
It is because on account of preservation.
Yeah,
I'm like, fucking hell, man. These people are eating people. Let's fucking get them in the 20th century.
Imagine the shock, though.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. What if you just kidnap one of those guys, bring him back for 2 weeks to our culture, to like white culture, and then fucking put him back where he is? That
probably would have caught every disease known to man.
Mm-hmm.
Like no vaccinations, like sick white people coughing
wasn't
all
that
over.
One of the problems is that these guys live so isolated that if they were to come in contact with like our society, that they would immediately like, it's like
they would die straight away. They don't have any vaccines. They don't have any immune system to all the shit that we are exposed to daily.
Yeah, I think.
You think they're still around with the COVID-19?
They're probably loving life.
No, they're in quarantine, I guess, like for life.
Yeah, but at least they don't have lockdowns because they don't have COVID.
You don't know if they don't have lockdowns.
Yeah, imagine that one rebellious kid that actually leaves the tribe and brings COVID back.
Yeah, but like in the most teenage way possible. Like, fuck you, Dad.
You're not my dad.
I ain't doing this shit anymore.
My dad died fighting a tiger.
I'm going vegetarian, Dad. Punk rock is not dead.
I'm gonna go find the shiny big metal bird sky thing, Dad. I'm gonna be on that one day.
I touched the monolith, Dad. I'm the chosen one.
Oh God! All right.
I've been trying to persuade Alex of aliens the entire week. I think 2 weeks ago, I tried to persuade him that because there's an FBI. How have we not talked about this? There's an FBI report that was released about Nikola Tesla, the inventor of modern fucking anything that's wireless, basically. Yep. And there was a report released by the FBI stating that he is a Venusian. He's from Venus, Alex.
Yeah,
and
but
you refused. You're a refusion. You refuse to believe that it is so. It's an FBI report, legit.
Yeah, the FBI also thought everyone was a communist for 50 years. So
and they were right. And still are.
Sure.
Have you been to Florida?
Oh, there's something. There really are something.
Right.
I wonder if they put meth in their water in Florida. They have to do something.
No, they do. I think these people live off of it. It's like in their food pyramid. That's this point. Yeah, but Anyway, so the monoliths got raised in 2 countries. Oh, did you hear the finale of the monolith?
Who put it there?
All right, so it's first was in Utah, right? In the desert. There was this strange monolith that appeared out of nowhere, and of course it's aliens. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And then it got it suddenly disappeared, and it got it got re-erected somewhere in Romania.
Yeah, in Romania,
think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, in like the mountains
and
somewhere.
Then, I can't remember where, but it went back to America. So, like, America had the monolith again. So it got there again. It's like this metallic sort of structure, just a triangle. It's one giant piece, like a monolith. Yeah. Like, I can't make it any more clear than
outside of Pittsburgh candy store.
Yeah, it got.
It was the third place.
Got to Pittsburgh, and some nut job fucking Christian guys went up it, called parts of it gay for some reason.
What?
It's a monolith. There's no parts to it.
Inanimate
but apparently
object.
parts to it, like They tore it down because it was a detriment to Jesus, the only Lord and Saviors. And if aliens want to come to this planet, that they should believe in Jesus first. And then they drug it down a fucking mountain. Get this, while screaming at it.
Oh.
This is America.
We got any whale bones to send these people? Oh my god. Just
They screamed at the monolith while dragging it. And they called it they called parts of it gay. There's no parts to a monolith.
If anyone has to be removed.
Monolith.
Yeah, if anyone has to be removed from the gene pool. Come on. These fucking
guy.
people. Calling an inanimate object.
Did you
gay.
know that one of the leading things in America is how many adults believe that angels are real? They're world leaders in a couple of things, and it's not what you would think. It's like medium household income, number of adults who believe angels are real, and number of incarcerated citizens per capita.
I think also the highest percentage of adults that think chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
Yeah,
that was a real survey.
That is true.
Yeah, that is true.
That is an at random fact.
Yep. It was like 20% of respondents or something, or 30% in this survey of adults thought that chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
It's the best thing ever.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
It's the best thing ever.
It's like asking a kid where food comes from, and they're just like, where's an apple come from? They're just like, this supermarket. You're like, no, that's where you buy it. That's not where it comes from.
But then you get to the supermarket, and you see that the bananas have a plastic wrapper, and like you're like, that's where they get it. Yep.
I got a kick the other day. We bought I went to the supermarket, and they only sold eco bananas.
Yeah,
in fucking plastic bags. I'm like, so you're an eco banana, and then you put it in plastic. So you're worse than the regular fucking banana.
It has a package already, a banana, It comes, it actually grows its own package. You don't need to fucking do that.
Fucking idiots. Like, oh my god. Like, just get the bag, put it over your head, and pull really hard down. Please. All right, I'm done.
Yeah, after that.
I look forward to seeing him, that gay monolith guy, on the Darwin Awards next year.
Yeah, all right. Hey, by the way, I was going to ask, can you put the NSFW, like the 18 plus thing, on the NSFW on the Discord server so I can watch it from the guy falling off the cliff?
Oh, yes.
So if people are interested, you don't need to look it up. Just come to the Discord server, link in the description down below, and you'll be able to find it here. That's the 5th time I've done that now.
So if you want to see that guy sliding down the mountain...
Yeah.
Like, you don't see the body or anything. It stops before then. You just see him sliding. But if you want to see it, join the Discord. Go to the NSFW 18 channel, and it'll be in there. And that was...
in the description down below.
Yep. And that was this episode. Ali, what is our Instagram handle that we never use?
That is @random.podcast. So at.random.podcast.
Holy shit. And on Twitter, we are AT_randompod.
And of course, if you want to watch us every week live, you can join the Discord server. Link in the description down below.
Boom. Perfect.
Say one more time.
No. But I have the hashtag. I have the hashtag for this week.
You have the hashtag for this week?
And it is hashtag...
I can't even remember. Like, every week, like for 2-3 weeks now, I've been given hashtags. I don't check them. It
doesn't matter.
Shit.
If someone does hashtag stop the gay monoliths, do it. Just do it. Get that trending. Hashtag stop the gay monoliths.
And the question of this week is, what is the thing you would most likely scream at a monolith if you had to drag it down for your own savior and Lord and such? So
I have another...
scream at it? And just hashtag it with stop the gay monolith. What was it again?
Yep, stop the gay monoliths.
Yeah, stop the gay monolith. All right, there you go.
Ali had something?
No.
Apparently not.
Chlamydia.
No, okay.
Fuck.
Just like
Shut up,
Andy's shit.
poopy
One minute
pants.
it was there,
Yeah.
next minute it was gone. And just on that mental image, we'll see you next week. Hopefully on the Discord server.
Yeah, on the link in the description down below.
Link in the description.
Bye.